Hey, and welcome to Food Safety Guys. Today we're going to talk about how you can declare allergens and avoid misbranding. Now, there are three ways you can do that. You can include in your labeling a contain statement. So in this case, we see contains milk, almonds, and soy for this chocolate bar. Next, if you have a derivative, you can follow that derivative of a major food allergen with the common name of the major food allergen. So I'm going to show you a different example for that one. Here we go. This one's from FDA guidance. So here they have enriched flour, which is a derivative of wheat flour, among other things. So they declare wheat in the parenthetical. Same with whey. Whey is a derivative of milk, and so they declare milk in the parenthetical. And lastly, we have lecithin and soy in the parenthetical there. Okay, so that's way number 2. Way number 3 is you simply include the common name in the ingredient list. As you can see here, they declare almonds, milk, soy, with soy lecithin. So that's another way. Now, as far as this may contain statement, that's purely volitional. You're not obligated to do that. It's nice to do. Informs people highly sensitive to peanuts, wheat, eggs, and other tree nuts that there is a risk, even though just be aware, like this is not a get out of free jail card. If in fact this product does include peanuts, it would be recalled because it would be considered misbranded. Now let's take a look at the definition of misbranded, because I want you to be sure that these are the 3 ways that you can declare a major food allergen. Now, before we get in the US code, I want to see the law itself. This is FACCPA. It's the Food Allergen Labeling and Consumer Protection Act 2004. So when Congress passed this, they amended what's called the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. I'm going to scroll down to Section 203 to highlight this. Okay, so they said, hey, you know what? We're going to add to Section 403 of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act the following language. Now, remember, that's a way of referring to a specific statute in an act, but all the acts that pass through U.S. Congress all get codified in what's called the U.S. Code. And in this case, this section of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act was codified in Title 21 of the U.S. Code, Section 343, subsection W. Now, I normally don't like reading straight from the statutory language of the original from the original legislation, because it's a little distracting sometimes. Here, there's some parentheses. Not a big deal, but let's go check out the U.S. Code. So here it is. Now, I need to type in Title 21, Section 343. I'm going to select Go. Now, it does have a pop-out. If you want to share this with people, you can grab the link up top. Now, I'm going to scroll down. When I think misbranded, I think false or misleading label. But we're not interested in A, we're interested in W. So we're going to have to scroll down. So if anyone ever tells you they know the definition of misbranded, you can tell them to check themselves. It's a very long definition. So I normally blow right past it. Let's see if I can get it on the first try. Catfish. There we go. Major food allergen labeling requirements. So here we can see the statutory language, the mention of the contain statement, the mention of the parentheses, and then the common or usual name in the ingredient list. Now there's another condition here. If you have an ingredient, this is going to be a little confusing, so I'm going to try and slow down here. But if you have highly refined peanut oil in your listed in your ingredient list, you're not really declaring peanuts. If you have a derivative of peanut also in your ingredient list where you don't have a parenthetical, so maybe I should say soy. So if you have highly refined soy oil, right, let's say it's not allergenic, and then you have lecithin, and you never declare the soy in a parenthetical after lecithin, you're in deep trouble, because you listed, even though you listed soy elsewhere, it was in an item that was not allergenic. So that's the condition there. Now, where can you get guidance on this? I'm going to go right back to the original act here and scroll down to the very bottom. They have a number of different resources here, but FDA since has created their own webpage for FACCPA. If you're curious about thresholds, you can check out their draft report. There's a link to it here. Here's the report. I'll include this in my post on LinkedIn in case you want to read it. But I recommend that you check out University of Nebraska. They've written a lot about thresholds. Here's FDA's response to the public comments made about their report. And lastly, and I really think you should read this first and foremost, it's the Q&A. There are a lot of gems that FDA inserted in here. Now, if you don't think allergens are a big issue, check out the Reportable Food Registry report. The most recent one, the 5th annual report, finds, let's see, I think we want to go down to issues identified. There we go. Undeclared allergens, 47% of the reportable foods reported in the reportable food registry were because of undeclared allergens. That's a ton. So make sure that you pay attention to how you label your goods. Undeclared allergens is a big issue. If you're curious how often it's an issue, industry by commodity type, you can check out this reportable food registry 5th annual report and just see the details. It's quite eye-opening. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video and you take away a lot from it. Have a great day.